I told a guy the real reason I wasn't dating him was that he was an extremely picky eater. This dude Jake had been asking me out for months. We worked at the same store, and he seemed nice enough, always held doors, remembered my coffee order, actually listened when I talked. But every time he asked me to grab dinner, I'd make up some excuse. Family plans, work stuff, washing my hair, you name it. The thing is, I'd eaten lunch with Jake a bunch of times during our breaks, and every single time it was like watching a 5-year-old throw a tantrum. He'd order chicken strips with no seasoning, plain white rice, and a side of ranch. That's it. No vegetables, no sauce except ranch, no trying anything new. One time our manager brought in pizza for everyone, and Jake literally scraped off all the cheese and ate just the bread part. I thought maybe he had allergies or something, so I asked. Nope, he just didn't like stuff touching, and thought most food was gross. When we went to the mall food court, he'd walk past every single place until we found a place that sold plain hamburgers. Not even ketchup, just meat and bun. The worst part was how he'd react when other people ate normal food. My friend Kate brought sushi for lunch one day, and Jake made this face like she was eating roadkill. He actually said, "That's disgusting," out loud. Kate just stared at him. So when Jake finally cornered me after work one day and asked why I kept turning him down, I cracked. I was tired of making excuses. And honestly, I was curious to see his reaction. "You want the real reason?" I said. "You eat like a toddler, and it's embarrassing." His face went completely red. "What's that supposed to mean?" "Jake, you're 22 years old and you eat chicken strips with ranch for every meal. You won't try anything new, you judge everyone else's food, and frankly, I can't imagine trying to plan a life with someone who can't even order off a normal menu." He got defensive real quick, started going on about how he knew what he liked and didn't see why that was a problem. Said I was being shallow and that food shouldn't matter in a relationship. "It's not about the food," I told him. "It's about never being willing to try new things. What happens when we want to go to a nice restaurant? What happens if we travel somewhere? What happens if I want to cook for you? You're closed off to experiences, and that's not attractive." Jake stormed off, but the next day at work, he wouldn't even look at me. Started telling people I was a snob who judged him for eating healthy, which was hilarious because chicken strips and ranch isn't exactly a health food. But here's where it gets interesting. About a week later, I noticed Jake eating something different at lunch. Chicken strips still, but with barbecue sauce instead of ranch. Then the next week, he tried a grilled chicken sandwich. Still plain, but it was progress. One day, Kate brought leftover Thai food, and instead of making gagging noises, Jake actually asked what it was. Didn't try it, but he didn't act like it was poison either. After about a month of this, Jake came up to me during our break. He looked embarrassed but determined. "I've been thinking about what you said," he started, "and I realized you were right. I was being closed-minded about food, and probably other stuff too." Turns out, Jake had grown up with parents who never cooked anything remotely adventurous. His mom made the same 5 meals on rotation, and his dad would refuse to eat at any restaurant that wasn't McDonald's or Subway. Jake had never really questioned it until I called him out. "I tried pad thai last weekend," he said, looking proud of himself. "It was actually pretty good. I was impressed, but I wasn't ready to jump into dating him just because he ate some noodles." I told him that was great, but changing your eating habits for someone else isn't the same as actually being open to new experiences. "I'm not doing it for you," he said. "Well, not just for you. I realized I was missing out on a lot of stuff because I was scared to try things." Food was just the most obvious example. Over the next few months, I watched Jake transform. He started trying new restaurants with coworkers, signed up for a cooking class at the community center, even went to a wine tasting event that Kate invited a bunch of us to. He was still picky compared to most people, but he was actually making an effort.